Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Mac and I'm on a journey to become a better artist while also taking care of my mental health. I have lots of big plans for this channel and so many ideas, but the first thing I really wanted to do is create a series focused on getting more comfortable with myself and art, because I know a lot of people struggle with this, so I'm hoping this series can help y'all out too. I'm doing the series mostly for me, but I also want to format it in a way where you can follow along and join in or simply watch and just listen. And I'm officially calling this series Let Go and Grow, which I thought was super fitting. I'm so excited to be creating this series, but I'm also super nervous because I'm really putting myself out there with my art and just me in general. I'll be uploading an episode of Let Go and Grow every Sunday, so be sure to come back Sunday if you like this video. At the end of every video is going to be a self-reflection or a self-love prompt. If you want to skip to that, that's fine. I'll input it down in the timestamps below to make it easier for y'all. That way you can find it. If you want to stay, you can get out your sketchbooks or we can just hang out. What caused me to start this series is kind of my imposter syndrome and wanting to have more confidence in myself and the art I create. I see lots of artists talk about how they have an ugly sketchbook, but that ugly sketchbook is actually still a work of art and looks really good. So if that's ugly to them, I'd hate for them to see what I'm about to do to my sketchbook. Luckily, I've been really good at not comparing my art and skills to other people for the most part, but I can't do the same for my sketchbooks. I'm going to be completely honest, I'm relatively new to art compared to most people who've been doodling and drawing as a kid. So I've never had a sketchbook before, and it seems like all artists have a sketchbook. So I must not be an artist if I don't have a sketchbook, right? I know you don't need a sketchbook to be an artist, but I felt like I was missing out on something. So I bought a sketchbook because I am an artist, duh. But then I was crippled by my own thoughts once again. How can I make a sketchbook look half as decent as everyone else's ugly sketchbook? I felt obligated to have my sketchbook look pretty and eye-catching. I mean, even if it wasn't gorgeous, it had to at least be pleasing to the eyes. You don't want to start a sketchbook and have it look like a kindergartner found it and started scribbling in it. That'd be embarrassing. So I really felt so much anxiety to start the sketchbook and thought if it turned out bad, then I must not be a good artist, even though I've never really sketched with a paper and pencil before. You see, I'm more of a digital artist, so I know my traditional art skills are heavily limited because I haven't strengthened that set of skills yet. So I tried to sketch in my sketchbook and realized this is nerve-wracking, and I thought maybe if I decorated the front a little bit to make it cute, I'll feel the need to sketch in it. I then bought markers because I thought that would help me want to sketch, but then the markers weren't organized. I didn't want myself to get overwhelmed, so I wouldn't sketch till after I found the time to organize them. Duh, what any normal person would do. I then finally organized them, but it took so long that I told myself I'd just sketch another day. Then I opened up my sketchbook and I didn't know what to draw. So I created a prompt jar so I no longer had that issue. Well, that took forever because I had to think of lots and lots of ideas and adjectives to throw in there. So, I'll sketch another day because now I have the markers and I have a sketchbook and I have the prompt jar. Then guess what happened? The sketchbook was way too big. How am I going to transport this big old sketchbook everywhere I go? Most artists carry a sketchbook around, and I also need to be able to carry my sketchbook around. So I'ma just buy a smaller sketchbook so it's lighter and way less commitment than the big one. Yeah, that'll solve the problem. So there shouldn't be anything else preventing me from drawing now, right? If you thought I was done with excuses, you are sadly mistaken. I'm the queen of making excuses for why I can't do something. I then thought, OMG, I have no pens to do my line art. Line art is literally my favorite process to do in Procreate. How could I not have any pens? That's like so crazy of me not to have. but I couldn't just buy any pen. I needed to buy the pens that all the real artists use because I want to be just like them because I'm an artist too. So I ordered the pens, and I feel like y'all already know what I'm about to say, but the pens come in and I'm like, well, I don't really have time to sketch in my sketchbook. It's summertime, I'm hanging out with friends, I have lots of concerts to go to, I'll do it when I have time. I was on this constant cycle of making ridiculous excuses for myself as to why I couldn't draw in my sketchbook. I was just thinking, I've seen this film before, and I did not like the ending. So I'm breaking that habit, and I'm going to draw in my sketchbook every day, or at least try with all my might to. I know my traditional art skills are trash, but I also have to tell myself they are skills. Skills are learned and grown through patience and practice. I'm going to allow myself to draw whatever my skills are capable of drawing, even if it's not a masterpiece. And instead of being disappointed about what's on the paper, I want to be able to laugh, smile, and be proud of what I've created. I also know I work a full-time job. I work in a warehouse where I do physical manual labor for 10 hours. So I'm also giving myself a little leeway if I miss a day of drawing a week, but that's it. Literally, that's it. I know even if I'm tired or not feeling good mentally, I can at least draw a smiley face, a heart, a flower, or even some scribbles. The goal is to build a habit and be comfortable sketching in my sketchbook, not creating masterpieces of art. To be honest, it took me a while to get the whole YouTube channel up and rolling. I had to create a banner, learn how to edit, find music, create a thumbnail, and think about titles and of course future episodes. Basically, I had to just teach myself how to YouTube on top of working a full-time job. So I actually started the drawing in my sketchbook everyday thing the exact same day I decided I was going to start living life a little delusionally and start my very own YouTube channel. So this video will have a lot more sketches and drawing than normal. It'll include all the sketches for the past 3 weeks, but all the future episodes will probably only have a week's worth of drawing. So sorry if the drawings go by kind of fast. We have a lot of drawings to get through with not a lot of time. I originally wanted to talk about the drawings and what I thought about them, the things I've learned along the way, what was going through my head as I was sketching, and the story behind why I'm drawing these things. But we'd be here forever if I did that for every single drawing I made since January 6th. On top of all of that, I'd be introducing the series. Introducing this series was super important because I really wanted to explain why I wanted to start this series and why it's important to me, as well as explain my relationship with my sketchbook because I know a lot of people can probably relate. As much as I sometimes tell myself I'm alone and I'm the only one thinking these thoughts, I'm not unique or alone at all. Most people struggle with the exact same things I struggle with. So I really want to speak up about it. I want people to know it's okay to be scared of your sketchbook, and it's also okay not to be good at drawing with pencil and paper, or even if you're the reverse and you're not good at drawing digitally. So when I first started, I had no clue what I was doing. Sketchbooks are super intimidating, especially to those who don't sketch on paper. I normally sketch in Procreate using this sort of blobbish method. I'll use a really big brush to get the general shapes down and get everything placed properly. Then on a new layer, I'll add details and structure to the art and finish it off with the outline on a new layer. I could apply the same method to traditional art, right? However, I realized really fast that this is not fun with markers. It's messy, and my sketching was just all over the place. I finally came to the conclusion that I'm definitely gonna have to do sketches by pencil, and that's if I wanted to be able to sketch anything and have it look decent, well, at least for now. I've tried sketching with pencil before, but I have a little of what people call a heavy hand, so erasing the pencil afterwards was always a challenging task. I could never quite get the pencil marks to go away. I was used to holding a pencil at the front end like I was gonna write something, but thanks to a Reddit post someone created about having a heavy hand, I learned that if you hold the pencil at the end while sketching, your strokes are magically a lot lighter. Wow, this obviously made immediate sense to me. When I was growing up, I saw people do this, but I chalked it up to them just holding their pencil weird. But hey, Now I know there was a reason for it. Anyways, I definitely didn't want to think too much about what I was sketching. I wanted everything to be carefree. I'm just drawing whatever I lay my eyes on or feel like drawing in the moment sort of thing. I'm also used to drawing references digitally and not drawing what's in front of me, so I'm hoping by the end of the year these sketches will improve and I'd be more willing to take my sketchbook places to go and sketch. Right now, I'm still a little shy, but I really wanted to share my journey with y'all. I also learned there's a huge learning curve when it comes to alcohol markers. Every single time I use them, I learn something new. I definitely haven't mastered them yet, so watching a few tips and tricks videos on different techniques is definitely on my to-do list. But I've learned a lot while sketching these last 3 weeks. I learned how to like sketching by pencil. I originally thought normal pencils were boring, but hey, they're actually such a great tool. Coloring with alcohol markers is different when it comes to sketching in a sketchbook versus coloring in a book as a kid. Also, just because a sketchbook is mixed media does not mean it's bleed proof. At first, I told myself that, oh, maybe I should get a new sketchbook that is bleed proof before I sketch some more. But I told myself I wasn't going to do that anymore. And I'm going to sketch regardless of the bleed marks. It's a sketchbook where everything doesn't have to be perfect. I'm learning to build habits and improve my skills. I want to be able to have fun and make myself laugh with the stuff I create. It's hard not to look at something and be extremely disappointed at what you've created or where your skills are at.
I'm here to say don't eat yogurt while drawing, because yeah. Lesson learned, okay? Okay, just a tip for y'all. Yeah, I do have this like little sketch. It's because, you know, yesterday, if we don't remember, hey, my cat decided to put his paw in my drink, and so I decided that I'm just gonna do something like simple, silly, quick, easy.
So to make sure we continue loving, staying kind, building ourselves up, and continuing to grow, I'm gonna do a self-love or self-reflection prompt every week. So feel free to get out a journal to write and reflect with me. Honestly, the last time I journaled in this notebook was February 23rd of last year. Yes, 2024. I was struggling a lot, so I definitely felt the need to journal and get my thoughts down, but overall, last year was honestly one of the best years ever. Today, we're picking her back up to finally start journaling once again. I'll be using the self-love deck from We're Not Really Strangers. I bought this deck a couple years ago, really hoping I could use it to get into journaling or amongst friends, but instead, I let her sit there and collect dust. I haven't read any of the cards, so I don't really know what to expect or what kinds of questions it'll ask since I bought it so long ago. So we'll be reading the cards for the first time together. I opened up the box and it has a pamphlet that explains how to use the cards. There's past, present, future, and some wild cards. You can pause the video if you want to read all of the descriptions, but I'm just going to choose a random card out of the deck and level 1. aka the past. And the first prompt we have is who did you want to impress and how? I was honestly not prepared for this prompt. I had no thoughts in my brain at all. I kept rereading the prompt in my head, but then I was like, I'm actually just way too cold. So I got up and grabbed one of my favorite hoodies. If I'm gonna journal, I might as well be wearing my Tortured Poets gear. After I put it on, I was warm and could actually think, so I got to writing. honestly couldn't think of anyone I wanted to impress specifically, but instead, I've always wanted to impress society as a whole. I've always struggled with morphing myself to fit everyone else's needs and expectations. I didn't want to disappoint anyone. I have a major fear of being considered a disappointment. So I did things I didn't want to do. I ignored my needs and dreams, all for the sake of not disappointing anyone. I felt like I had to prove my worth to people, and I still do, to be honest. I struggle with feeling like I am enough. So I'm really hoping by working through this, I won't feel the need to impress people simply because I feel like I'm not enough if I don't. I want to be able to impress people because I'm proud of the things I've accomplished. I mean, that's the whole purpose of this journey, to become more and be more. To prove to myself I can do anything I set my mind to as long as I believe I can do it. I need to learn how to impress myself even if I gotta fake it till I make it. I'm going to believe that everything is going to work out for me. I'm going to accomplish everything I've ever wanted to accomplish and more. I'm gonna stop making excuses for myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. You are your biggest hater. That voice inside your head is a lot louder and meaner than everyone else around you. So if you can overcome yourself, I don't think there's going to be that many obstacles that are extremely hard to overcome. So hopefully by doing this, I can also knock down some of those barriers and obstacles with myself, as well as help y'all with yours. Let me know what your relationship is like with your sketchbook, and if the prompt helped you feel more connected with yourself or even helped you at all. If you feel comfortable, you can share your responses down in the comments below or send me a message if you want to talk more. I also wanted to say I appreciate everyone who commented on my very first video. I honestly thought no one would comment or even see the video, so y'all actually made my day. Everyone at work probably thought I was on drugs or something because I couldn't stop giggling and smiling like a psycho for 10 hours. Anyways, I'll see y'all next Sunday for the next episode of Let Go and Grow. Love y'all. Bye!